So we are here in Santorini in the shoulder season. And Santorini, honestly, we've been to over 20 countries now. It might be the most beautiful place I've ever been. It's certainly up there. It's just a gorgeous island, but that comes with high crowds and high cost, especially in the summer season. But we're here in late October, so this is firmly the shoulder season, possibly the end of shoulder season. Um, and I think it provides a lot of benefits.
Yeah, I think unless you're really into hot weather and you really want it to be so hot that the sea feels really inviting, this would be my recommendation as a time to go. Maybe even a week or two earlier would be fine, but the weather's been great.
Santorini is also, it's not the island. If you're really looking for like the beaches, you just want to spend all your time at the beach, Santorini is probably not the place to go. There's other islands that are probably cheaper and probably have better beaches.
I would say people come here for that caldera view, where the volcano was, those cliffs, and those white buildings that are just dangling off the side. It's just beautiful.
So for all of that, getting the cooler weather, getting the lower prices, getting the less crowds, I think is really valuable. So if you can come in the shoulder season, I'd highly recommend it. I would argue lots of the best things to do here are better when it's not super hot outside. So a couple of them are the hike from Fira to Ia is a breathtaking hike, and it's so much better if you're not sweating the whole way or battling crowds. You can really take your time, take it in. You don't have to get started super early in the morning just to avoid the heat. We also rented an ATV, which I'm sure would be great in the summer as well, but it's nice to not be baking or like when you sit on the ATV, it's not like burning you. And so that was a great way to get around. It was only 45 euros with insurance, which was, I think, a great deal. We've been eating super cheap on the island. You can certainly get fine dining, but we've just been eating Euro pitas for pretty much every meal, and they're $3.50 each. So another big cost when you're coming to an island is how to get there. We were able to fly here for 25 euros a person, plus bags because budget airlines, right? On Ryanair from Athens to Santorini, which was a fantastic deal. The taxi from the airport to our hotel ended up costing more than the flight, or as much as the flight. That was partially because we came in after midnight, which probably explains the cheaper fare on the flight. But overall, it was very affordable to get here. On the way back, we're going to be taking the ferry to Athens. The nice thing about that is we're booking it day of, and the prices don't change. Pretty long ferry, though, about 7 hours.
We actually haven't booked it, and we leave in a few hours. So, that being the case too, shoulder season, I would imagine in the summer that you need to be booked out way in advance. Did we book our flights the same day or day before?
And then day before on the flight, we're booking our ferry day of.
Yeah, and then we booked the plates the day of, the morning of. Yeah.
So you get a lot more flexibility when you're traveling in the shoulder season.
Yeah, same with like ATV rentals. We just showed up and said, what do you have? So that's been really nice that we just get to kind of go with the flow and see what we want to do.
So the weather during our time here in Santorini has been, in my opinion, beautiful. It's been amazing. The highs have been really in the low 70s, which might be unseasonably warm. I'm not sure, but it's been great for everything that we've wanted to do. It's been a bit windy, but that's kind of to be expected on an island like this. Little side note, the vineyards here actually don't use trellises. Because it's so windy, they actually grow the grapes on the ground.
Yeah.
Fascinating things.
We didn't end up doing any wine tasting, but that's something we definitely do at this time of year. We just have done a lot of wine tastings, so we skipped it this time. But that's definitely something I think would be better enjoyed, honestly, in October when it's not as hot.
Sure. If you are coming here in the shoulder season, we got a private hot tub. I think that's the way to go. Having something where you can sit out at the evening and look out and be warm, very nice. If you are coming in the summer, though, I think a pool would be great. Especially, it is a little harder to get to the beach here. So having a pool with a beautiful view, I think is worth it.
Yeah, I think a hot tub would not be that pleasant if it's like 90 something outside.
Maybe in the evening, but yeah, I think you're going to want a pool if you're here in the summer. But shoulder season, hot tub's the way to go. The Divino Suites where we're staying is in Fira, which is the capital of the island. We're actually very close to the caldera, but we're on the side that overlooks the other side of the island. So we have a beautiful sea view, but it's not at the caldera. That's something to be aware of. If you really want that caldera view, make sure you're looking for that in your booking, because you can be really close to the edge of the caldera, but it's a sheer cliff, and the rest is kind of a gradual slope. So most of the hotels are going to be overlooking the other side of the island, which is still beautiful. Mm-hmm. Nice thing about Pira is it's the biggest town on the island. It has the most stuff. All the buses leave from here and come to here, so it's a central point if you want to get to other parts of the island. Ia is the other place a lot of people are looking to go. It's on the edge of the caldera, kind of the far end of the island. It's beautiful. You can get there by bus, by ATV, or anything else from Fira, so it's pretty easy to get to. We've gone twice so far. You can also hike there, but it's also a beautiful place to stay.
Yeah, I think maybe if you really want that view, I think it's probably worth it. The town is really cute and charming, but even in shoulder season, I would say it's the only place where there's just a decent amount of crowds.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on, I think, if you want that kind of privacy or you're like, no, I'm in Santorini to see this view. So we are at Divino Suites and we ended up getting the executive suite here. So the all-in cost per night was $120 a night for this beautiful place. We actually booked it the day of, again, because shoulder season, it was available. It looks like in the summer, like in July, it's about $400 to $500 a night. So that is some massive savings right there. So let me show you around the place. First, we've got a nice couch. I think it's actually a sleeper sofa. So I think maybe if you had more than just a couple, someone else could sleep here. Beautiful woodwork, a TV if you wanted to watch that, a nice kitchen right over here. So we didn't really cook because there's great Greek food and to eat on the island, but you could do that. We did use the kitchen though for making coffee that we could enjoy out on the balcony in the mornings. And I just personally really like the cute red beverage. All right, let me show you on the balcony. So we had our own private hot tub, which has been so nice. We have beautiful views at sunrise here because we're on the opposite side of the caldera. So not a caldera view, but still really beautiful in the morning. And still nice at night too. Let me show you the bedroom. So a nice spacious bedroom with French doors that open up where you can look out, see the view. Zach and I don't often stay in nice places, so anytime we've got little robes and slippers, we feel a little fancy. So it's a nice walk-in shower. Pretty big.